Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Suprovat Sydney face-to-face live show. Today we have in our studio a very popular Labour leader and very well-known face who is participating in the state election coming 23rd March 2019. Now I would like to introduce our honorable guest, Honorable Jihad Dib MP, candidate for Lakemba from Labour Party. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you, sir?
Hello, I'm good, Fuad. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you,
Great.
sir.
Hello to all the viewers. Lovely to be here with your Suprovat Live face-to-face. Thank you for tuning in, but also thank you for the opportunity.
Before starting our conversation, I would like to say something about our Honorable Jihad Dib MP. This is his second time going to compete the seat from same area. Honorable Jihad Dib is an Australian politician who was elected at the 2015 New South Wales state election to the Legislative Assembly as the member for Lakemba representing the Labour Party. He is Shadow Minister for Education. He was the first Muslim MP to represent the Lakemba seat, which has the highest proportion of Muslims in NSW and the first Muslim MP in the NSW lower house. He began his career as a teacher at Uladula High School. He was principal of Panbul Boys High School from 2007 to 2014. Mr. Dib is acknowledged for changing a tough school into a respected community facility. He had previously served on the Australia Day Council of New South Wales, the New South Wales Police Commissioners Advisory Panel and SBS Community Advisory Committee and was awarded a Pride of Australia Award in 2013. He has got so many achievements which we can't finish in this short time. Thank you so much, sir, to give us the time from your very busy schedule.
Well, thank you, and it's so important. Thank you very much, and very humbling. But always remember that anybody, alhamdulillah, can have those opportunities. That's what makes Australia so great. That you can have the opportunities. Like many people listening, I came to Australia for a better life, and alhamdulillah, I've been blessed with that. And the great honour for me is to be able to represent not only the local community, but also I know in a much wider community when I can stand there in the parliament with my name representing and speaking up for people who need a voice.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, my first question is, this locality is one of the most diverse and multicultural areas in Australia. How do you see in future in this area?
Well, look, I speak about this in Parliament many times. In my first speech in Parliament, my very first speech, my first words were Assalamu alaikum. And from there I talked about Lakemba. I talked about the vision that we have for Lakemba, the hope that we have for Lakemba, how Lakemba there is 150 different cultural groups. And all you have to do is walk through Lakemba, Punchbowl, Greenacre, Wiley Park, Beverly Hills, Narwee, all of those areas, Riverwood, and you see everybody working together. I think multiculturalism in Australia, it's not like something different. It's just, this is modern Australia. And the beautiful thing about our modern Australia is that everybody has an opportunity. When a person with my background has an opportunity to go to the parliament, then what that shows us is that this is the greatest nation on earth. And everybody has got the chance to do what they need to do. So for me, I celebrate our area. I talk about our area so much. And I keep saying to people, come down to Lakemba. I know recently we had some, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. While you are asking the voters for the mandate, people would like to know your contribution for this area. Actually, what have you done for the people of this area, especially visible outcomes from your activities?
Well, if you think about it, the very first thing I could talk about is the grants. So the community building partnership grants, nearly probably $1.1 million in community building partnership grants to community groups, to groups that apply. If you are a group and you're incorporated, make sure you apply next year, because if you apply, there's a chance. Every year we get an opportunity to spend some money and to help community groups. I want to give money to groups that are going to build a community. I'm a big believer in building a community. You know, the other one I'm really proud of is the work that we've done in getting the changes to Parry Park. I always said Parry Park is one of the biggest parks that we have in the area. But there's not even one swing set. There's not one full walking track. We have a vision. And alhamdulillah, it started now. We've already got the relaying of the turf with the council. We've got the new cricket nets, and I'm very proud that we've got the new cricket nets because that took a long time. I know that we're going to be fixing the river. My vision for Parry Park is that inshallah within a few years that will be the park that everybody comes to for a picnic. We shouldn't have to go somewhere else for a picnic or for a family gathering. I mean, there are those things. I've stood up again, of course. I've stood up and I've said that we need things. We need the lifting punchbowl station. We are going to commit. Labor government will commit punchbowl station. But the other one too, there's the things that you can see. You know, the cleaner streets competition, working with the council to make our area better, because I believe there's a good vision and a good opportunity here. But the other one that people don't see is the things that you do, especially in Parliament. When I talk up for our community, especially if the area of Lakemba is under, you know, people want to abuse people in Lakemba, they have a negative opinion on Lakemba. Look at what we did with the Ramadan nights in Lakemba now. Alhamdulillah, that is huge. I said I want to make Lakemba a place for tourists to come to, and we're seeing that. Only last week, something in the Sunday Telegraph telling people to come down because we have all the different foods. That for me is the vision, that you make Lakemba the place where everybody comes together, and people who don't live in the area, don't know the area, get to see what it's like here. For me, it's still the same goal. I want Lakemba, the electorate of Lakemba, to have everything they could possibly have.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, it was a great news for us about some good news. And sir, transport station have no leak. It's very important issue in our area, especially for women and pregnant women who have a child. They can't carry their baby by themselves without the leak. So I think you are going to plan for set up a leak for that station, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, you're getting an exclusive. You're getting an exclusive right here on Suprovat face to face. I was going to announce it tomorrow, but we'll do it today. Inshallah, a daily Labor government will build a lift at Punchbowl Station, and I'm so happy for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We've been fighting. In my first speech in the Parliament, then I did speeches again. Petitions. We need to do it. We have asked the Liberal government to keep giving us a lift. Give us a lift. They won't do it. But now I have a commitment that under a Labor government, we will have a lift. Because you're right. The elderly, the disabled, women with friends, those with the shopping, or someone with an injury, they can't use Punchbowl Station. We will, Labor, will put a lift in Punchbowl Station if we win government, and I hope we do.
Thank you so much, sir.
Exclusive.
It's a great news, sir. We announced from Suprovat City Festival's live show.
World exclusive.
Sir, my next question is, if you'll be elected again, what are the issues that will get you priority, especially in your area?
So I think there's two things. I hope I'll be elected, and I hope that everybody who's watching and lives in the Lakemba electorate will vote for me. I really hope they do. And if they don't vote for me because they don't live in our electorate, I'll tell you, vote Labor Party, vote your Labor candidate. We need to change the government. Every day, people in our electorate are suffering more and more. Electricity prices have gone up 60%. 60%. Look at the roads around our area. King George's Road, Canterbury Road, Punchbowl Road, Burwood Road, you know, in Belmore Road in Riverwood. All of our streets are congested. We don't have the parking that we need. The investment has been made here, and I know that a daily Labor government, and God willing, you know, I'm a part of that, and I'm a part of the ministerialship. We need to get some more things happening here. So my priority, stop overdevelopment. We've had too much development and no social infrastructure. We have made a commitment, schools and hospitals have to come before the stadiums. Why is that important? Because every person who's tuning in here, who's got children or has been to school, knows that education gives you every opportunity in life. And I'm so proud of the education announcements that we've made. Hospitals, schools, want to get the social infrastructure. We can't just keep putting more and more units, but no new roads, no new parks, no new hospitals, no new schools. Where is all of those things that we need? And that's what I call social infrastructure. What about community centres? The biggest community centre we have in Lakemba holds maybe 200 people. And that's a real problem. The priority for me is to make sure that everything that I know that we need, we work towards. We started with the park. We'll work with the roads. We want to clean this area up in terms of some more work around making it a cleaner place, in changing the way people's attitudes. This is a beautiful place. I do a lot of travel around New South Wales. The community spirit here, I've never seen anything like it. We want more people to come in because that's also better for our local economy. Of course, work. A lot of people need work, full-time, permanent work. So they're the priorities that we have. You know, this is a place that I think has got so much potential. I said that at the start, and I still believe that now.
Yes, actually I also agree about your opinion, and there is a problem about, especially for parking issue. Even in front of Lakemba station, there is no pick up and drop of space. There is only no parking area, and most of the time people are parking their vehicle no parking area or on the street. It's really quite difficult for that area of people.
And Labor has committed hundreds of millions of dollars to build car parks.
Yeah.
We need to build them.
Yeah.
You know, we need it for people to come here to not only to be able to park their cars if they want to go on the train, but if I tell people come to Lakemba, do some shopping, visit the restaurants, and they can't find a car park, they'll go somewhere else. So we actually need that plan. And I've got to say, I'm working closely with the council and also the local members here that I know well. And certainly so many, particularly in the Bangladeshi community, who give me some good advice. I mean, I saw, for example, Jamil before was wearing the Jihad Dib t-shirt. What a great thing that was. But those are the things that make me, I can't find out everything by myself. It's all the people who help me with information and with advice. And that's the important thing. I take advice from people.
You mentioned before, like Ramadan is coming, and this day will be more gathered, and more other several people came from here. And how do you help local business? What do you do to improve employment situation, especially for your local people?
Well, something I'm very, very proud of, because we have so many local businesses here, and you know, every one of those local businesses, they are family businesses. And that's something pretty unique, that this affects the whole family. In the first instance, any chance I get, I talk about our community. I think now I've had maybe 20 members of parliament have come and visited Lakemba, because I keep talking about Lakemba. Come to Lakemba, come to Lakemba. And we go to have dinners, we go for a walk here. I want them to see what I see, how beautiful this place is, how we can help the businesses. Look, I talked about the Eat Street, where basically the Sunday Telegraph does an article. And it's all about the different restaurants here, to try and encourage people to come here, to support the businesses that way. Working about setting up the Chamber of Commerce, again, the local businesses getting together, making decisions about what works for them, and working with the council. We have got such an entrepreneurial community. Everybody wants to run a little business, but we have to make sure that we provide them with support. I like to do my shopping here because, as the local MP, I show a lot of confidence in my community when I shop in my community. When I tell people this is where I want to be, this is where I want to hang out, this is where I want to have my dinner, this is where I want to buy my foods, my fruit and vegetables, my meat, all of that. But I also know that small businesses do it very, very tough. So we have to look at what we can do, what incentives we can help them with. How do we get their cost prices down? And how do we make sure that they don't close their doors? And that's why it's important. We're bringing down the electricity price. We're making sure that we're opening TAFE. You know, we're going to have 600,000 new TAFE courses so people can study, because then they can work in the local businesses. But the local business is the lifeblood of this area. It's not the big business, it's the little family business that's so important.
Thank you so much, sir. What is your plan regarding the issues of youth and women?
One thing I'm very proud. So some of you will know Tony Burke, of course, who I work very closely with, our federal member, excellent federal member. So he's a Watson. The area is called Watson. And there's a Watson Women's Network. Because we notice that a lot of women were not participating as much. We have some outstanding women with great ideas, great opportunity, a great way that they can participate, and not the opportunity. So we made sure that we had that. They meet on a regular basis. The party that I mean, the Labor Party, wants 40% women representation. And it's so important because it means that women can get into positions that are very important. For me, it's also about making sure that we do International Women's Days, not just one day a year, but celebrating women. Celebrating women. This woman, I never get embarrassed to say that my mum, you know, I go and visit her every day. If I don't visit, I ring her. But we need, especially for our girls in schools, to give them the opportunities. Because I have daughters, I want my daughters to have the same opportunities my son will have. I want them to feel that they can achieve. I want them to feel that they are safe. I want them to feel that they can be independent. I want them to feel that in our society, you don't have to go and sit in a corner because of your gender, that everybody's an active participant. You know, the big walk for respect that we have when we walk against violence against women. It's not just the women who are walking. It's men who say we need to do more for women. And I think That's a really important thing, that we can talk about helping women, but we have to create the opportunity. We have to make sure, so from me for the branches, for example, in the Labor Party branch, making sure that there's women in key positions, making sure that on the council we have women, making sure that the businesses, so there's a lady, for example, who runs a business in Greenacre, you know, and she's got a great story, but I want her to be nominated as, you know, for the effort that she's done, as a woman who struggled, opened up a business, done really well, all along Howland Street. A lot of the shops are run and owned by women. We need to celebrate them. We need to hold them up and say this is the example. But especially for girls, it starts for me with education. Having an education system for everyone.
Actually, sir, I'm going to ask you the same question about education. What is your plan regarding the issues of health and education?
Wow. Well, the first thing is, and this sounds like, you know, I sound like a politician. We prioritise schools and hospitals, not stadiums. We have a government that wants to knock down, they're actually really doing it now, terrible, knocking down a stadium to rebuild it. And, you know, we say schools and hospitals, they say, you know, and you can have stadiums. But that's going to cost $2 billion. That's $2,000 million. Imagine that money going into health. Imagine that money going into education. I'm very lucky. I've got the Shadow Minister for Education. And it's a very important role, and it's one that's close to my heart because, of course, the work that I did before coming into Parliament. The first thing we said, increase the funding to schools so that all schools are funded properly. So it doesn't matter where you come from, where you live, what your ability, what your disability, what your learning need, do you have an opportunity? This country gave me an education that my father never had in his country. And there's a lot of people who didn't get the opportunity somewhere else. So making sure that we have the proper funding. 5,000 new teachers. Air conditioning every single classroom. The Liberals want air conditioning some. We want air conditioning every classroom because we don't want a system where some are winning and some are losing. Every child deserves to know. 150 disability support specialist teachers. I'm talking about not physical only disabilities, but people with autism, people with, you know, dyslexia, people with other learning needs that they have, literacy needs. There is so much that we're doing. I say this to everybody who's watching. My life before going into Parliament was all education. For me, education is the way that we build the best society. We value education, and that's the one thing that makes me super proud, that hopefully one day I get a chance to be the Education Minister. And I want kids from here, like I already see. And we have so many high achievers here. We have so many. I've been going to, you know, all these high achiever awards lately, especially I went to one Human Appeal the other night. There'll be another one next week. And I see our kids doing so well, and I'm so proud. And I know they've got such potential. So we need to make sure we have the best schools, the best TAFE, the best universities, and opportunity for everyone. So it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor, you get a very, very good education. And of course for health, we've talked about, you know, some money into Bankstown Hospital and into Canterbury Hospital as well. But if you ask me, the biggest passion I have, you know, I've talked about it, education. But because I know the point, education can change the world. It can change the world.
So actually, next question also very important for, especially in this area, people who study in Lakemba and surrounding that part. What is your plan regarding the issues of migration and refugees? As you know, there's so many people are refugees and studying in that area, in your area.
Well, one of the things that I'm really proud of, and you know, when you have a look at someone, have a look at the record, not what they say they're going to do, but what they have done. When we had the refugee issues, I was very proud to stand up and say, stop demonising refugees. Refugees are human beings who are desperate and we can do more. I did that. When they wanted to introduce, the government wanted to introduce the citizenship test, I may remember Tony Burke and I, and a few others, we got up and we started saying, this is ridiculous, it's impossible. Why are we asking people to do university level tests before they can get their citizenship? Why are we making it hard? Why are we separating people? Why are we saying, you can't speak English to a university level? That's no good. So that was all really important for me. I think also the other thing too is to make sure that we have the people who are waiting. There are so many people, I think there's thousands, tens of thousands of people who actually qualify for their citizenship, but they're waiting for the minister to decide. Why? Why are we doing that? We have to clear that. I look at migration as something that's built Australia. And I want everybody who's here to be a part of Australia, to see themselves as Australian. I don't want people who are watching to say, you know what, if I'm Australian, I've got to forget about being Bengali. No, or Bangladeshi. That's your history. That's your heritage. That's your family. I don't forget that I came from Lebanon. That's important. But it doesn't make me less Australian. Not at all. I'm very proud Australian, and I still have my other history, my other heritage. But the history that I show in the parliament in the last 4 years, any time someone needs to talk about multiculturalism, about the refugees, about making sure that we stick up for people, I don't need to be asked. I'm the first one there. And that's what you should be proud of. When you look at me in the parliament, not for what I say, but the fact that me as your representative has been there every single time. I'm not afraid to go up there and say the things that I need to say, because they're the things that come from my heart. And when you talk from your heart, nothing scares you when you talk from your heart.
Actually, I'm going to ask the same question about migration and policy. Thereby, it's getting really harder for, especially for the students who came from abroad and they're studying here. And they are qualified, but it's really hard for getting the policy. That's already started. Sir, my next question is about your area. Lakemba is visibly not clean and beautiful like our suburb in Sydney. Also, Lakemba has its own kind of appearance. We know there is a still gap and rooms for improvement by the increasing cleanliness and beautification of the streets. We know that the council is primarily responsible for this task. However, do you have any plan to be involved in that?
So the council is responsible for it, but that doesn't mean that me as a local member doesn't talk to the council. I have to talk to the council. I ask the council to do different things. I ask the council about those new bins that we see, like for example, the big bins. I ask council when we get people contact us, like recently over the Christmas and New Year period, there were some bins that were collected for days. So we had to contact the council, say, what's going on here? It's the middle of summer, we've got rubbish, this is not acceptable. Then we've been talking about, I went with one of the councillors, one of the local councillors, went for a walk. I said, let's go for a walk around Lakemba. I want to point out all the things that I want fixed. I want the rubbish cleaned up. I want them to mow the lawns. I want our area to look good, because if an area looks good, people will treat it better. But if it looks bad, then they'll just chuck their rubbish. We also have to change the way people think. We have so much illegal dumping. We have so much, and the council is trying, to their credit, they are trying, but we have so much illegal dumping, where people just leave things. We have, what I'm amazed is the number of people who just chuck rubbish on the ground. There's plenty of rubbish bins. We have to change the mindset. We were involved in a local environment group to do the cleanliness, but we also have the situation where, running the cleanest street competition and pride in our community. The vision that I have is not for 1 year or 2 years. It's like 20-year vision. The 20-year vision is that this place will transform. It takes a long time, but only in 4 years I have seen a big change in Lakemba. If we're in government, we get a chance to do a lot more. I asked for some grants for the environment. I was ignored. And that's what happens, unfortunately. So in opposition, the minister ignored it. I said, can we get some help? Can we get a return and earn here? The government
We need to create
we need to make sure that we
awareness.
And we need more help from the council. I mean, only yesterday I saw the council sweepers out again. And we said, okay, let's now make sure we get the gurney out. But I'm asking everybody as well, this is our environment. We are all responsible for our environment, not just the council, not just the politicians. You can make my job and the council's job a lot easier by helping, by involving yourself, but by teaching our kids what's appropriate and what isn't. But there's a lot we can do. The dream that I have of Howden Street, for example, in Lakemba, is one day you'll see it, there's beautiful different colours, like flags of different colours. Maybe not country flags, just different flags. Plants along the side, proper roundabouts, things that look nice, just a change. But those things happen, they take time, but they happen. Punchbowl, the big issue there that we have over Punchbowl with the traffic there between the boulevard and Punchbowl Road. Look at Greenacre. Greenacre, there's been some new trees that are planted. They look great, but there's still more to do. I would love to be able to set up some sort of an environment group in the area. And the job of our environment group is to just go and to look after our environment. So I don't want them picking up rubbish. I want them to say, you know what, we can plant some trees here.
Yeah.
We can make some nice flowers here. Because everybody in our community loves flowers and trees. We can do that.
Yeah, we can do.
So those are the sorts of things that we can, because as I said, if the place looks good, people treat it very well.
Definitely, sir. We are in terms of our concentration. Finally, the final question is, what is your message for the voters in your area?
Well, Fuad, of course, my message is, please, if you live in my area, vote for me. And I say that because I want to talk about priorities. This election, you're going to be asked to make some decisions. I'll start just at the party level. You're asking to make a decision between a party that does overdevelopment, that sold off our assets, that hasn't opened up any projects, that has let electricity prices go up, that has put tolls on roads. And then you're talking about the other party, our party, which says our priority is health, our priority is education, our priority is cutting down the overdevelopment without the social infrastructure. Our priority is making sure people can actually afford to live at the moment. People can afford a house. People can afford to buy things. People can afford to live. That's a really important thing. For us, Labor, it's about fairness. And it has to be about fairness because I keep hearing the Liberals talk about how everyone's doing very well. But there's a lot of people who don't have a full-time job. There's a lot of people who just have casual work. There's a lot of people who are struggling. If they lost their job one day, they went 1 week without pay, they would lose their mortgage, their rent. But locally for me, I'm going to tell you what I've done. And I hope that I have your support on this one. 4 years ago, so that was it. Do you want me to talk about me? Okay, so please, if you live in a Lakemba electorate, vote for Jihad Dib. And I tell you, what I would ask you to do is ask somebody who's had an interaction with me. Ask somebody what sort of a member of parliament I've been. I've been a member of parliament for everyone. I've been a member of parliament who is accessible. I haven't disappeared and then come back just when it's election time. You've seen me all around the place. You've seen me standing with the community, walking with the community, representing the community, hopefully, and inshallah, making the community proud. Because the community that I serve makes me proud. I stand and I walk in the parliament as a member for Lakemba. It's my voice, but I'm talking on behalf of 50,000 voices of a community that doesn't get heard, of someone who believes in our community, and of somebody who knows that this place is so much richer because of all the people there. Have a look at what I've done. If you think I've done a good job, then please support me by voting for me. And if you don't live in our area, vote Labor, but I really do appreciate it. And I want to say the support that I receive in the community is phenomenal. Alhamdulillah. I don't know that there's that many people who can walk in the street and everyone knows them and hugs them. This is not a job for me. This is being the voice of people that I love. And that's really from the heart.
Alhamdulillah, sir. My last question, special question from our community. If you would like to say something to Bengali community and Suprovat Sydney newspaper on your own words, please, sir.
Well, I think Paul Fuad has answered questions that I didn't answer. You can see we have a little bit of fun here. Because that's the thing, you've got to be normal. You've got to be who you are. People need to see who you are as a person. Can I say, firstly, I know we're getting very close to the Independence Day. You know, we've been having Independence Day mellows and things like that. We've been having we had the language day, the mother tongue language day. The Bangladesh community loves to party. They love to have mellas. There's mellas every second week. It seems like I have mellas every second week. I'm still struggling with the spices though. I tried very hard, but I didn't do the spices. But what a beautiful, warm community. What a beautiful community that has taken me in their heart, and what a community that I have brought into my heart as well. I think that's something special. One of the most fastest growing, emerging, strong and important communities in Australia. I think there is so many leaders that I've met in the Bengali community, so many high achievers, so many people who are determined for a good education. That makes me proud. And as for Suprovat, I love the jacket. I've always done the video jacket. Because before they had a different colour. But I've got to say, the very first newspaper interview that I did was with Abdullah Yusuf. The very, very first Bengali interview I did was with Abdullah Yusuf for Suprovat. And that's something that I never forget. You know, from the very, very outset, they were the first ones to say, can we do an interview with you when you're a candidate? They've continued on with that. This face-to-face thing, I think, is really fantastic. It's
Thank
a
you
good,
so much, sir.
it's
Thank
a
you.
good solid paper. There's a lot of papers that come and go,
Yeah.
but this paper has been around for a while. And not only have you been supportive of me, I think you've been very supportive of the community, and I think that's important. People know that you deliver good, important news. So, to everybody, I want to wish you and your family, from my family, all the very, very best. We live in the greatest country on earth. We live in a place where everybody has got an opportunity. We live in a place where you're not told to forget where you come from and who you are.
Yeah.
And if you live in an area like I live, well done. For those of you who are in other parts of the world, because I know this is going across the world, you're missing out. Lakemba is the best place to live in the whole world, and it's really fantastic. But thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. What a great opportunity.
Thank you so much. So once again, thank you very much for your time, and good luck for state election 23rd March 2019.
Thank you.
So much. And it's a great pleasure for Suprovat Sydney. You came in here and give us the time. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To all viewers, if you have any suggestion or comments, you guys can send us a mail. Our mail address is suprovat.ceo@gmail.com. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.